The entire idea of brain preservation has a lot of speculation involved in it. What the Brain Preservation Foundation has tried to do is circle the part of that debate that is really scientific in nature. But there are a whole bunch of other questions that really cannot be addressed today, and that maybe are really a matter of opinion. Brain preservation followed by mind uploading. First of all, is that even possible even in the far future? And is it desirable? And is it a form of actual survival and revival of the individual? That's a very difficult question that many people can come down on different sides of. Is society going to even want to revive anybody in the future? Is the path of society going to allow people to actually be preserved for long periods of time, which is what is going to have to happen? These are fundamental questions that people can disagree on.
We have a vision for kind of what steps we would like to take as an organization to get not only evaluation, but adoption if evaluation shows that this actually seems to work and seems to preserve things we care about. If evaluation shows that individual memories can be retrieved from animal models. We're going to go to a small community of neuroscientists and get them to sign a letter saying that we think if these techniques were applied to human beings, some significant neural information would be preserved. That's the phrase that we've kind of agreed on. Then we're ready to go into our social mission, which is advocacy.
To debate under what circumstances terminally ill patients will have the right to access these techniques. We understand completely that the majority of humanity will not be preserving the information content of the brain, but there is a subset of humanity that really do want to have that chance of future revival. We want to advocate for them. We want them to have the ability, and I am one of those, we want to have the ability to preserve our brains in a rigorous, viable way.
And so we have to ask ourselves, how do we encourage adoption in a responsible way? We could easily move too fast and throw out or claim something that we haven't explained the evidence behind it. So there's a big backlash and a response to that.
The Brain Preservation Foundation does not want to fulfill that role of being the policeman of the cryonics community and the brain preservation community. What the Brain Preservation Foundation would prefer is that the medical establishment and the neuroscience establishment be the policeman, just like they would for any other procedure.
On the social adoption side, there is this huge issue of informed consent. What is the appropriate way to inform someone who might do this procedure of the limits of it and the level of what we know and what we don't know?
We realize that brain preservation is inherently has within it a lot of moral hazards. There is a lot of difficulty developing a technique and offering it to terminal patients, especially a technique like brain preservation, where the final answer of whether it worked or not is not going to be known for perhaps 100 years. The question is, should you have the choice to decide to take the chance of brain preservation? There are many examples of places where we, as a medical community, refuses to give even terminally ill patients the right to choose certain medical procedures. And in general, that is because those medical procedures are they have no reason in existing science to believe that they would work. But if there are philosophical and sociological objections that different people can disagree on, I don't think that should take away the right to choose. It might be easy for some people to say, we've never dealt with something like that, therefore it is unethical and we're going to completely dismiss it that way. But we think that that is terribly wrong to fundamentally lock this possibility away for such a reason.